Hey, what's up campers? This is Joel from the Traveler Toolkit. I know it's fall and this is the perfect time to be outside camping. I have spent as much time as possible outside for the last month as things cool off, but are still very warm in the evenings. So in this video, I'm gonna share three more camping items and accessories that I've been using this summer, things that I've tested and I think are worth your time. And specifically, I'm gonna be sharing items that you could buy on Amazon. That's right. Amazon has become just a place where you can buy all sorts of camping gear. Some of it's good, some of it's not. Today, I believe I'm showing you three items that are worth your time, so make sure you check them out. I'll leave links in the description below and chop this video up with chapters so you know where to go if you're looking for something specific. So let's get right to it by checking out a brand new, affordable tent that sets up quickly from Fanttik Outdoor. All right, let's talk about another tent that sets up almost instantly from Fanttik Outdoors. I have been checking out their entire line this year. I've been really impressed with this brand that's basically an Amazon brand. You can find all sorts of things from Fanttik and Fanttik Outdoor. This is the Alpha C4 Ultra Instant Tent, and I'll tell you, this is not a small bag. You hear me kind of struggling with it here. This is larger, but because of this larger form factor, that means most of the poles are already intact and it is supposed to set up quickly. I have not done this yet. This is first thoughts, honest and open opinion. Fanttik Outdoors did send this to me, but this is not a paid advertisement or paid review, so I'm gonna open this up and give you my honest opinion about what I find. So let's go ahead and open this bag up. I'll just remind you that the C4 stands for a 4-person tent, but they say it's really best for 2 people in gear, which I 100% agree with. A lot of these tents claim to have large capacities that they just can't live up to here. Okay, so we're breaking our seal there, opening it up. Oh wow, your instructions are already inside here. That's nice. I like to try this without instructions first to see how intuitive it is. I've seen a few videos on this tent and I know that it kind of pops together in the middle. So we'll try it together, see how that works. And I'll try to make sure we're nice and centered for you to see. So in the middle here, we've got the rain cover. This is gonna be important because I believe the top of this tent is mesh. So we wanna make sure we have that. It looks like this is maybe for the very top of the tent. And then we have our stakes. So we wanna make sure and set all of these things aside. This is experience speaking. Don't lose any pieces. Then I believe this just unfolds. Yeah, just like this. I'm not sure if it's a square or an octagon. I believe it is a square. Ah, yeah. The way most of these tents work is you pull out on the middle and everything pops up. And so let's go ahead and go right here. We're gonna pull on the middle. Oh yeah, so this middle hinge kind of pops up here. And then it looks like each edge has a section that also pops out. So if we grab these and just pull, yeah, see this kind of point section? You'll see it. I'll take you around and show it to you on the other sides. See how easy it is? There we go. You can see that pretty good. Pull out and it pops. That's pretty cool. We're gonna do it to the rest of the sides. That's it. This tent is absolutely huge. I mean, look at this thing. You can kind of maneuver it even after you set it up because these corners come out to kind of like a point. It's like the roof is on every side. Look at this. Now, what am I saying? Let me bring you. Look at how big this tent is inside. That feels insane. It's huge. I'm just impressed with how big it feels. I mean, heck, let's get in there, shall we? I'm 6 foot tall and I am standing up inside of this. Can you see? This is how much room. There's almost, not quite a foot above my head, and I can go all the way to the edge and still stand up. I'm touching the screen right here on the edge. So these corners, I would say are like 5.5 feet tall. This is amazing. I mean, the amount of room. How many tents can you stretch? I've got both arms all the way out. Can you see it? And I can just turn all the way. I mean, it is super impressive. Look at the top. It's just a screen right now. We have a rain fly that goes on top of this, but every corner also has zippable skylights. These pull back and they tie up. Then these corners right here, we can bring that out. I mean, you can literally be in the outdoors. And I'm honestly just impressed with the sheer volume of space because these walls aren't like coming in on you. This is the secret. This is the key right here. Check this out. That is the little mechanism that you have on every side and the roof. This holds everything together, snaps in, snaps out, and it's covered up by these little sections here. And honestly, without even laying down in this, I can tell you, I enjoy the type of space that this provides because the walls don't feel like they're closing in on you. You feel like you're on the side. You've got a door here. We've got another door right here. So doors kind of on opposing ends. And then when we go outside, you can see we have tie downs. Tie downs here. And again, I'm trying to avoid instructions just to see how intuitive this is for you because I set up a lot of these and if I can't figure something out, then it's probably too complicated. But this has been super easy. At first I thought maybe these were like radio antenna to call ET, phone home. But then I realized they come down and they clip. You can see right here, they're gonna clip in like that. And I bet that is to keep the rain fly cover off of the edges because we have a non-traditional size here. It's gonna kind of want to fall, but this is going to keep it out and away and shed water away from the tent. So that's a really cool feature. Each corner has these, so let's go around and put them out. All right, here we go. We've got the rain cover here. It's got some Fanttik branding on it, so you can normally tell what direction it goes. Looks like it's folded in half here. There we go. We just got to work it on top of the tent somehow. This is always the hardest part when you're alone. Oh. Now I see that these little poles that we took out are meant for this little yellow portion here. So we've got kind of a slit, an opening, and it's just going to go right here, nice and tight, and then they'll pull back and they'll tension, but you can see it underneath there. The yellow portion tucked into the pole. So let's go do that on the other sides. Sorry, I had to put you on the ground. Oh, these lean up. Sometimes I'm an idiot. You don't need to pull these out, just push these up. I bet it said that in the instructions. So you push them up and then you can put these little clips right here on there and then pull down. That's so much easier. And this looks great. Look how great this looks. And then you have these hooks on the points, kind of right here on the edges. We're just gonna bring these down and hook them on right here on each side. So now the tent is completely assembled, but not strapped down yet. We have not put the tie downs on or the stakes on, but just look at everything together. Look at how nice and tight it is. I love the way these sides pop out. You see that? And then again, that interior, it's so big. I love the way it looks. All right, so to give you my first thoughts and honest opinion after setting this thing up, getting inside, I love the interior of this tent. I think that the way the sides push out makes it really unique. It doesn't feel claustrophobic. And to find a tent that pops up this quickly that I can stand up in completely and have room above my head is rare. I mean, we set up another Fanttik tent earlier this year that I really liked. It was called an instant cabin as well. This one is my new favorite. It's way better than that one just because of the sheer size and volume, the headroom that comes with it. I mean, you're gonna get standard things like little pockets over there. You'll see we have more pockets right here. They even have a little spot that The electric cord can come in. You're not really camping if you're doing that, in my opinion, though. They just have so many features that make it easy to set up and fun to be in. Now, I will say it's not packable at all. So if you're looking to carry this any distance, this is probably not the tent for you. It's a little heavy, even for me. The bag is long. It might not fit in the trunk of a car. You might need an SUV or the back of a truck. So this room does come with some drawbacks, but it's got some really nice heavy duty zippers. It's got a lot of great screen. It's got headroom, all the things you would want in an instant tent. And coming from a company like Fanttik Outdoors, it's not going to be that expensive. I mean, when you really look at tents compared to the big brands that can be thousands of dollars sometimes, this is not that bad. So I think it's a solid option for anybody who wants to get started, has maybe a couple small kids or just them and their partner or them and their dog or something like that, and they want to get out there and start camping. This will be a good option. Man, I just can't get over how fast and easy these tents set up, not to mention how affordable they are. That Fanttik Outdoor brand has been one that's really surprised me this year, so check out that link. I'll leave it in the description below. But our next item is something that you cannot leave out of a camping roundup video. It's a great torch, a flashlight, and this brand has a lot of different offerings. This is their high-end pro offering, so it's a little more expensive, but it is packed full of features and fun, a lot of different lighting modes, a big giant battery, and it's got a tactical look and feel. So let's check out this flashlight together. All right, so if you're one of those people that likes to carry the best gear you can get your hands on, have really well-made stuff in your pocket when you go out there and camp and hike and are outdoors, then I suggest you take a look at the SK05 Pro from Loop Gear. This is an EDC style flashlight that has a lot of great features, including an 8,000 milliamp USB-C rechargeable battery. It's IP68 waterproof. It's got a nice magnetized bottom on it made out of some alloy metal materials that feels like you could drop it, throw it around, treat it poorly for years and it would still work. It's got a nice clip on the back side, and it's got many different special light modes that other flashlights aren't going to offer. So in this video, I'm going to take you through a hands-on tour of all of these features and then talk about what I really like about this flashlight. All right, so let's take an up-close and personal look at the SK05 Pro. The first thing you're going to notice is the quality of the build materials. I mean, look at this metal alloy finish. This is going to prevent rust, corrosion, water penetration. Remember, IP68 waterproof. It's got a clip on the back, which is the only thing you have to install. It comes out of the box just like this, but you do have to install these two tiny screws. They give you the screwdriver for it, so you're going to do that. And it's a strong clip that goes right into your belt loop or your pocket to hold it in place. That's handy. It's got these notches on this side to receive your fingers just kind of perfectly, actually. Just sits there on the bottom, gives it some grip. On this side, we have the USB-C charging port, and this has just got a little dust cover on it, which I appreciate. And this is the battery latch. You push this down and it unlatches the batteries. Now, these are rechargeable batteries, so you don't really want to replace these. In fact, they warn against replacing these with a different type of battery, so just leave those in there. I guess if they ever go bad, that is nice that you can easily replace them, but it's a nice strong latch system here on the bottom. Clips back in, see the clip there? Clips back in nice and strong. And then these are two magnets on the bottom here. So this does magnetize to, you could put it on the side of a car, on a metal tent pole, or whatever you might need. It's handy to have magnets on the bottom. Then on the top, we see the dial here for the different light modes. This mode right here would be for your light bar on the side, which is really interesting. We'll get to that in a minute and show you the different modes. It's quite complex and there are a lot of options, but something you just really don't see on other lights like this. Then here we have a spotlight mode and a floodlight mode, and then this is the lock mode. So no matter what you do, you can't turn the flashlight on when you're in lock mode. That's handy for something you're going to be putting in your pocket. So again, lock mode, we've got floodlight mode, which if you look up front here, these are the floodlights and this is the spotlight. So it uses these two lights independently and then sometimes together in concert if you need to. So that's kind of the exterior features. Now let's go through the light modes and turn off the lights and see if we can give you an idea of how bright this thing is and what the functionalities look like. All right, so studio lights are off now. It's not a completely dark room. We do have a window off to the right here, but this will give you a good idea of the different light modes you can get out of the SK05 Pro. Let's start with the light bar along the side. This is a really fun feature other than just being a flashlight. You have different colored light modes that can come and go on this sidebar, as well as this being a battery indicator when you're charging and a couple other cool things. So I have the manual out because it's somewhat complex. The first thing we need to do is make sure it's on light bar mode, which is right there on the side. And then we're just going to press once and we're going to get our first mode, which is a solid red light. That's what we have it set on right now. If we hold this, we're going to scroll through all the different colors that you could possibly use. And if you stop on one of these colors, it's going to use that for the other modes. So if you stop on a yellow, you can turn it off and on with one click. If you double click, it's going to scroll through. If you triple click, you're going to get the police style lights. This is whatever mode you're on, I believe. You can go to police style with a triple click and then hold to get an SOS light. This is a, there we go. This is a white and red kind of, I guess it's some kind of emergency light. And then if you hold again, you can go to straight SOS. SOS. So again, these are just some of the light modes you could possibly choose, and there's a lot of different variations. I won't go through every single one, but double, triple, and quadruple click on the top button here give you some of these various lights and colors, as well as the different options. So yeah, there's a lot of different modes with this side light, and you can have a lot of fun with that. Now let's talk about the main lights in the front, the flashlight functions. One thing I like is that no matter what mode you're in, so right now we're still in bar mode. See, we're tapped that we're in sidebar mode. If we hold down the button, it just brings on both lights. You'll see both are on, and it's flood and spotlight at the same time. Let go of the button and the light goes off. I love that. So no matter what mode you're in, except for lock mode, you can get a light by just pressing the button and then it will go off on release. That's kind of handy if you just need it super quick. So we're gonna go ahead and turn our dial here to the spotlight. I don't know if you can see that, the spotlight. And if we press it once, we will get our more spotlight. You'll see that's an intense light right in the middle. And you've got three modes. You can hold this for low and hold it again. I'm sorry, low, medium, high. So there's three modes on both of these flashlights. So one click to turn it off, one click to turn it on, hold for low, hold for medium, hold for high. And that's the spotlight function. Then if we turn our dial over to the floodlight, same thing. One click turns on a flood, and you'll see this is much broader, doesn't have that intense light right in the middle. One click to bring it on, hold it again, bring it down to low, hold it again, goes up to medium, hold it again, goes up to bright. So you've got three different light modes in both the spot and the floodlights. And then you can, of course, once you turn it off, put it on the lock section there and lock. And then even if you hold this, the light is not going to come on. But any other mode, hold and we get a light, release, light goes off. That to me is the best feature on this flashlight. Quick draw use and then some really cool color modes. So again, this is the Loop Gear SK05 Pro EDC flashlight. This would be my recommendation for more serious campers, travelers, EDC people looking for a really great piece, something they can keep with them for a long time and has a lot of great functionality. Yes, there are cheaper flashlights out there, but there are a few that are going to do what this does as well as this does in such a small form factor. 8,000 milliamp battery, IP68 waterproof, 4,360 lumens of output. Really bright flashlight. Seems like you're going to be able to use it for years. So check it out for yourself. I really think you're going to like this one. All right, this next item is something that I've never had until this year, but now I probably won't ever go camping without it. It's a 12-volt portable camping refrigerator, and I found a great one on Amazon that I've been using all summer, and it's not even that expensive compared to some of the big name brands that can cost over $1,000. It's got a high-quality compressor. It's got 2 zones. This is the Alpicool Dual 12-volt refrigerator, so check it out for yourself. In this video, we're gonna be talking about camp refrigeration. So I've scoured Amazon for what I thought was the best affordable solution, got in touch with the company, and they sent me one to check out. So today we're gonna check out the Alpicool LGT50. And the reason I got the Alpicool is because we have this fine drawer right here that hooks right into a 12-volt system where we can simply slide it out. So get prepared as we're gonna test out the Alpicool LGT50, see if it's a budget-worthy option worth buying, and whether or not this type of refrigeration unit is good for your camping setup. To start with, it's got dual zone cooling. You'll notice on the little display screen on the far end of the unit, it's got a square on the top. That is for the square area on the back of the cooler. And then there's kind of a right angle, almost like a rectangle with a 90-degree angle on it. That is the one up by the compressor, where the compressor is taking up part of the cooler, so it's got a different angle to it. That's how you can tell which zone that those two adjustments go for. But you can lower and raise the temperature. They have a max mode to cool it really quickly, and in eco mode. They've got a battery indicator, all the things you would expect. They even have a USB-A port on the top here. I believe that is an output, not an input, so you cannot charge via USB-A, but you can charge via 12 volt, which we have an outlet for right here in the Venturist XS, so that worked out really well. And a lot of people have 12 volt systems, portable battery packs that would run a refrigerator like this. They also include an AC adapter. So if you want to plug it into a wall, that's a good option as well. But let me just first show you the racks inside this cooler. I like that it has two complete racks that come all the way out for each section, so nothing gets buried in the bottom. If something goes into the bottom of the cooler, you can simply pull the rack out and everything comes out with it. So that's one side, this is the other side. Remember I said the 90-degree angle basket, the compressor is under there. So these two sections, I think this one probably is a little larger, even though the top is a little larger here, but I'd say they're pretty comparable in size. The lid is not as heavy duty as you would want it to be, but again, it's a budget cooler. It's not as expensive as the super high end ones. It does latch really tightly, so it takes a little bit of force to get it open there. I'm imagining that will get easier over time, but the lid is a little lightweight. And one of the things I think could and probably should be a little bit better are these handles. They're very lightweight. When I twist them, I see a lot of flex in them. I've tried to pull them out and I haven't been able to, so maybe that means they're stronger than I think. But if you're gonna pick up and carry a big load with these, you want the handles to be a little sturdier than this. Personally, I'm just gonna leave it strapped into the Venturist here, and you can see I've kind of got an adjustable bungee holding it down with the handles, so that it is important that they don't break. And I'd say that's one area that the cooler could use some improvement, but when you're not buying a super high-end one, you're going a little more budget, looking for reliability and usability. These are some things that you're willing to compromise on. And it also has a decent set of wheels here on the back. It's nice that they're not all plastic. There's rubber around the edges to keep them from breaking. I'd say they can handle whatever you can load this cooler with and would pull just fine on blacktop, concrete, hard packed surfaces. Probably gonna struggle in grass or gravel, loose dirt, anything like that. But it does have wheels if you wanna use that option. Right up front is the compressor and the vent. This one is the Korean LG version of the compressor. They have a different version, so there's the LG T50 and then there's just the T50. This is the LG T50, so it's got the LG compressor in it. But this one is very quiet. I'm kind of surprised at how quiet these are all the time. I can barely hear it running and I'm about 6 inches from it. Not sure if you can have my mic pick that up at all, but it is running. We are cooling on max right now, so very quiet operation. That's not a huge deal for me because I don't plan to share a space with this while it's cooling. It's gonna be inside the storage box, but always something to look out for if you have an overly noisy compressor. That could be an annoyance down the road, but this one seems to be nice and quiet, and it also seems to come from a reliable source with LG, so that's something that I feel really good about. And one other item I wanted to mention but couldn't quite get to on the tripod is that light there. It crosses between the front and the back section, and it's just nice if you're trying to grab something out of the cooler slash fridge at night. You want a little bit of illumination. You've got it right here, and then you can clearly see a drain at the bottom of this section. no drain up here on this top section. But if you have something like ice that's gonna get loose and melt, I would definitely put it in this bottom section here. All right, now I want to do a cooling test with the Alpicool. We are starting completely at zero. We have been in the warehouse here for about a day. Got my thermometer setting here. It is currently 88 degrees. The chest is open. This is the main bay here, so it's going to be this section right here when we look at the freezer. And we've got our timer here. We're going to see how long it takes to get down to temperature. So the first thing we're going to do is shut the lid. And we're going to hold the power button here. We're connected to DC. So currently reading 88 degrees, which is correct. We just saw that on the thermometer. We are on high and we have it on max mode. So I can hear the compressor kick on. We're going to start our timer right here, set it, and see how long it takes to get down to temperature. Our goal is 36 degrees. We have both sides set to 36 degrees. So let's see how long it takes to get down there. All right, so we're about 7.5 minutes in and we're starting to see that temperature drop a lot more rapidly. Obviously, it takes a little bit of time to get things going, but now we're dropping, there you see another degree drop. We're dropping about a degree every minute or so, 30 seconds, and we're down to 78 degrees. That's 10 degrees down from where we started. There's another one. That was about 15 seconds to drop a degree. You can hear the compressors running here. They're really not loud at all. You can kind of hear the bubbling on the backside, but overall, we've dropped another degree here. So that's 3 degrees in the last 30 seconds. So now we're dropping at a much more rapid pace. And I'd say that that's probably how it's going to work. And I'll also note that we are basically working on what looks to be a priority mode, the right side. So the right half of this has not changed, but the left side, the large square portion where our thermometer is changing rapidly, dropping a degree every 10 or 15 seconds. So I think it will take that section down to temperature and then start working on this section here. So let's just continue to wait. All right, so we're just over 11 minutes and we have officially dropped 30 degrees. We've gone from 88 to 58. This is getting just a little bit of bleed in that section there. It's down 1 degree, and this one continues to fall rapidly. So even though it took over 11 minutes to get down 30 degrees, the next 20 degrees to get from about 56 to 36 should not take half that time because we're moving at a rapid pace now. So let's just give it some time and see how long it takes that one compartment to reach its goal. All right, so at just about 19 minutes, we did click over to 36 degrees here. And it seems that this front section has dropped about 12 degrees on its own, but under 20 minutes for this large area to reach 36 degrees. And now you're going to start to see this other section drop. Yeah, clearly, because now we've reached our temperature up here and we're trying to get to temperature on the right side. Yeah, it's continuing to drop rapidly. So definitely, I don't know if it's separate condensers for each side, but cools the large side as a priority first and then goes to the secondary side. We'll leave this running just to see how long it takes for both sides to reach their temperature. Okay, so right at 29 minutes and our second section, this large or smaller section on the right has reached 36 degrees, but I noticed the left section crept back up to 40, almost like it's only running one compressor at a time. So maybe that is the strategy here. Brought the left section down to temperature, then got the right section down to temperature, and then started to work on the left section again. So I'm not sure if there are two compressors in this or if it's just one and they're sharing the load, but it does seem that in under 30 minutes, we've reached very close to temp on both sides. I would say this is on par with RV refrigerators. Of course, this is about the size of some RV refrigerators, but 30 minutes or less is a pretty good time to bring it down to temperature. And yeah, I think it did pretty well on this test. And let's check our thermometer inside to see what it says. Yep, we've got 45 degrees here on the left. That's not far off of what we're seeing here. And I think it takes just a few minutes for that to acclimate. So pretty close. And there you have it, 3 more great items that you can click on your phone and have delivered to your home in just a few days through Amazon. Again, I'm going to leave links to all these products in the description down below. And if you are new here, make sure you subscribe. I mean, you made it all the way to the end of the video. You might as well subscribe. New videos about camping, RVing, and the outdoors every single week. My name is Joel. I'll host you every single week. So thanks for watching. This is the Traveler Toolkit, and I'll see you in the next video.